happen? Why? Why can the Fever not just have a match? Like, why is it always happening against the Fever? Why is it that if a player is injured and they potentially might come back, why do they always do it against Indiana? Leo Fiebich, and if you guys don't know with Leo Fiebich, when she plays, the New York Liberty are the greatest team of all time. And I'm not exaggerating. When Fiebich is on the floor, the Liberty are technically the greatest team to ever play the sport. The last 2 years, they went, before Fiebich's injury in 2025, they were 11-0. They were 11-0 before Fiebich got hurt in 2025. And now this year, I'm pretty sure there's something similar. I need to check what Fiebich's, what the Liberty's record is with Fiebich. Like, they'd either be the top, either one or two, based on how she's played. She is their entire defense. She's literally their entire defense. So, with Fiebich, when Fiebich was playing, the New York Liberty won their first 9 games. Yes, they did lose 4 or 5, but then they won their next 2. So 12-4 is the New York Liberty's record when Fiebich plays. So, second seed. They're the second seed when Fiebich plays. Not only that, they beat Minnesota when she played, and they won the Commissioner's Cup. They are and they beat Vegas as well. So, wait, all their losses when she played, other than Washington, have came against non-playoff teams. They lost to like Seattle and LA when she played, which is mad. But like, of course, the second most impactful player, and I'm not gonna say because Stewie exists, but like the best role player in the league by a mile. She's so good. She's so much of a, be a superstar in your role. She's so good of a role player that I think it's not crazy to say that, like, she's such a good role player that she has entered, like, borderline star category. If you get what I mean. And she's going to play. Oh, and, like, I get it. She's probably just using this to warm up for the World Cup. And I don't know how many minutes she plays, but it really doesn't matter. Because what happens now? Sabrina Ionescu can just guard Lexi Hull. At least Caitlin Clark can take an easier matchup than Fiebich. But Fiebich is 6'4". Fiebich is 6'4". Let's not forget that. She's a giant. She's going to take on the Caitlin Clark assignment. And the scariest part about all this is the Liberty can employ the long zone. If you guys don't know what that is, it is the zone with Fiebich and it only works with the two of them because you have Fiebich and you have Stewie at the top of the zone. They're both 6'4", with Stewie with a 7-foot wingspan, Fiebich probably with a 6'10" wingspan, and you just can't do anything. There is no, like, Caitlin struggles against normal zones, and against this zone, GG's. They're screwed. And they are going to have spells in that zone. And I think the Fever are just not going to be able to answer. Because that is one of the most dangerous things for Liberty. And that's the reason why I still give the Liberty a puncher's chance in the playoffs. Like, Satu's done. Like, Fiebich was like, came out and was like, well, Satu would have done everything she could have to play for Germany in the World Cup. She's really not in a good way. So, like, Satu's done for the year. Satu's career might be over, if we're being completely honest here. Like, Satu might never play again. But, like, why is it always against Fever? Why is it always against the Fever? Always. Every single time it is always against the Fever. They are a team where people always come back from injury to face. Every time. That's their whole goal. You know, we're facing the Fever. Okay, we're going to go and whatever player is injured, whatever player is injured basically should be, is going to come back against us and is going to cook. Because they all do it. And, yeah, it's just one of those things now where it is really one of those things where you just know what's going to happen. And I think the Liberty, I think the Liberty probably are going to win this game. Again, I'm not going to be able to watch the game because I will unfortunately be on a plane. There's like a 90% chance I'm on a plane. If flight gets cancelled, then maybe if that happens, then maybe I'm back watching this game, but unlikely. That being said, again, I fully expect to get off that flight and see that the Indiana Fever have been beaten relatively comfortably. That would be my expectation. All around, I just feel like that's probably what I'm expecting, and I do think that what Fiebich brings to that zone, and I think they're going to deploy that whenever the Indiana Fever get a bit of rhythm. I think they're going to deploy that zone, and I think overall, it's a really tough one. This team has a completely this team goes to a new level. When Fiebich is on the floor, because there's so many different looks they can throw. There are so many different looks that they can throw at teams. There are so many different looks that they can go and have on offense. She's a spot up shooter. She's so long. Fiebich is one of the 15 best players in the world, not based on individual talent, but based on her impact for a team. And her coming back makes the Liberty legitimately contenders. She has the ability. She's good enough that she has the ability to change the fortunes of a team, which is why I have her top 15 in the league. Straight up, why I have her top 15 in the league.